Hey everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Bilal Kurd, and today's lesson we are going to cover March 2023, paper 32. And the question that we are going to talk about is question number 2. So let's go through the question first. Analyze 2 benefits to FWB of delegating more decision making to van managers. Now remember, there is something known as focus of analysis. If you're unsure about this, please watch my video of analysis. Link is in the description. So here, even if you mention a benefit of delegation, let's say for example, it motivates workers because it enhances their skills, it helps them to reach self-actualization, make sure that your chain of analysis is going to end showing the impact on the business, because this is your main or your major focus of analysis. Alright? So the question only asks for benefits, and in an analysis question that is of 8 marks, if the question is one-sided, you also remain one-sided. There will be no marks for drawbacks. So pretty much you can see the division of assessment objectives. You have 4 marks for analysis, which means that there will be 2 chains of analysis required in each of the paragraphs, and 2 benefits are, to be very honest, enough. A common structure that students can follow is this, that you go off with the definition first and then you mention separate benefits in separate paragraphs. Remember that you will be given 1 page for an 8-mark question. Alright, so this is our case study. You can pause this video and read this text so that we read the next test together. Alright, so let's start. Delegating more responsibility. FWB has a centralized organizational structure. Makina and the other directors control all key decisions. So you can clearly see that the senior management are not letting their employees take control of the key decisions. Each van has a full-time manager and 3 other employees on 0-hour contracts. Van managers report directly to FWB's directors and do not make decisions regarding pricing, promotion or products. So pretty much the marketing mix lies in the control of the senior management. All employees are given extensive training in health and safety and food hygiene. Then van managers have competitive salaries, but other employees are paid the minimum wage. Van managers are responsible. Now this is something that is very important. So van managers are responsible for ensuring company procedures are followed by employees, which would also involve the training that has been mentioned above. So if your van managers are motivated, perhaps there could be an increased compliance towards the training requirements, because it would be very important considering that the business sells eatables and hygiene is of the top priority. They also order inventory. So there's another job description. They also order inventory from FWB's warehouse and decide the work rotas so the vans can meet customer demand. Van managers and other employees drive the vans and serve customers. So you can clearly see that the job description not only involves instructing the other employees, but they are doing the field work themselves as well. So they're ordering inventory, they're going from area to area, and they're serving customers as well. Alright, so let's move on. Coffee beans and other supplies are purchased centrally by FWB. Makina believes that this ensures a consistent brand image throughout the country K. However, many van managers have requested some control over local promotion, products, and where to locate the vans. Makina is concerned about the increasing labor turnover at FWB and the loss of some good van managers in 2022. Now you can clearly see that there is a benefit that is already being given to you. If you were to delegate, this would increase motivation, and if the motivation would increase, then labor turnover can potentially reduce. And why is reducing labor turnover so important for this business? Because this case evidence shows that the director is concerned about the increasing rate of labor turnover, and therefore the good managers are likely to be retained in the business. And finding good managers again might be difficult, because the good van managers are not just driving around, they're also taking care of employees, they're also involved in supply chain management. So therefore your employees are very critical to your success. So there you go, you have a direct paragraph, a direct chain of analysis that you can also mention in your answers. So when you talk about delegation, there are different benefits of delegation, as you can see. But then again, whenever you're mentioning benefits, you have to make sure that the final impact is showcased on the business itself. That means FWB in this case. So let's say if I start off with an example as to how will you make a paragraph. We just discussed, for example, if you were to, let's say for example, use this point number 2, it shows trust in subordinates which can motivate and challenge them. So how would you structure a paragraph? I would say that you follow these 4 steps. It's up to you if you have your own sequence or if you have your own approach, but this can stand off as a common approach followed by students. So first of all, you identify a benefit, which would mean your knowledge part. Like in this case, you mention this point. And now you give example in context that van managers are likely to feel trusted because they had requested control over marketing mix elements, and if the business decides to go on with it, they would feel empowered to take decisions. They would feel empowered, and which would directly increase their motivation as well. So you give example in context regarding FWB. And then you tell as to how would this be a benefit to FWB. Because this is likely to make the van managers not just perform better, not just serve customers better, not just order inventory on time, not just ensure compliance of employees with respect to training requirements, which will be very important given the business context of FWB, but would also help in retention of staff, but would also help minimize labor turnover. And then you go on mentioning as to why whatever you mentioned in point number 3, let's say you mentioned it would minimize labor turnover, it would improve or help with the retention of staff. How would retention of staff be a benefit for the business? Because it's a service-based business in which retention of staff is very important, because if you do not have enough staff, then there would be pressure on the other van managers. And since customers' motivation is directly linked with staff motivation in a service business such as FWB, so increased labor turnover can actually reduce businesses' profits or businesses' revenues in this case. So you went to develop a chain of analysis. So for example, let's say I showcase an example can result in better decision making as staff may have more knowledge regarding local conditions. Now this is a point that I'm trying to write. And now I try to give examples from the context. So since van managers are in direct contact with customers, they would know about their preferences regarding choice of products, popular locations, and even preferred mediums of promotion. Now, I would want you to develop this further. So for example, if we were to delegate these kind of decisions, now we are mentioning that van managers will be able to take better decisions because they'll be more aware with what the customers demand. How would that benefit FWB? They might come up with a relevant marketing mix. They might charge prices that the customers are willing to pay. They would know the combinations of products that the customers demand. For example, if this business currently sells, I think, muffins and cookies as well. So they would know what is the popular choice of customers when they order coffee. They may order coffee and, let's say for example, muffins together. So therefore they can actually offer both these products in a package perhaps, which would help you to increase overall revenue. Or you can mention any other impact on FWB as well. So let me know in the comments, how would you use these points as the foundation, and let me know in the comments how would you form your chain of analysis for this particular question. There is no need to conclude. There is no need to evaluate. I hope this helps. Thank you so much.